weren't happy at all with our first half. I think we got a bit complacent. We got a bake at half time from the coach, and we came out and we started cracking in and playing the footy we trained to play.
One of the better bakes you've got from Rats for a while.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he can give a good bake, but we needed it, and we turned it around, and we ended up getting up by 60 points, so worth it.
Were you a bit surprised about the Giants and how particularly strong they are around the footy?
Yeah, for mainly a bunch of 18-year-old kids. They're a very physical, tough team. They crack in. We got news that West Coast said it was one of the tougher games of the year they had. So we knew they were going to come out hard, and we knew we had to match and better their intensity, which we didn't do in the first half.
Looking back at it now, have you been able to work out why that happened?
I think it's just complacency. It's quite easy to get caught in that loop when you're playing good footy and you come up against a young side like that. You can just take the foot off the pedal, 5%, and that's all it takes. And if you do that, you give teams like that half a chance. So, like I said, once we started cracking in, like we were supposed to do, we turned it around.
So are you saying that happened before the match, in the lead up to the game, that there was complacency, or was it just complacency on the day?
I think on the day, the week we had training was just like any other week. We trained well on the track, but you get out there and it takes sort of one or two contests where they're cracking in harder, and then you start to go down a bit.
How do you reckon that happens in professional football? Because you're not the first team that's kind of had this kind of reaction to one of these young sides. How do you reckon that happens?
No, lots of teams have been guilty of it in the past, and it's a tough thing to overcome, and sometimes it does take a kick in the butt like that, like the first half we had to get you going. But it's something you've got to deal with, something every player's got to deal with personally as well as a team in a whole. But it's going to happen, and you just got to find ways to overcome it. Yeah, I've always got Robbie, clipping at the heels from behind. But I think it's great for the club to have three Ruckman up and running. I know, the last couple of years having us three Ruckman there has made me a better player, and I'm sure it's made both of them a better player too. So for the club to have the option of all three of us there, if one of us do go down, then we've got another two there ready to go. So I think it's fantastic for the club. I think he was a bit disappointed, obviously, but that's the way footy goes. Things like that are going to happen. I think he's thankful it was only 1 week injury. He'll play this weekend, so I think he took the positives out of it. I definitely didn't want to be rested, and if they came to me asking if I wanted a rest, I definitely would have said no. Because of, like you say, Robbie being so close, and if he comes in he comes in, has a good game. It might be tough for me to come in the next week, but I was wrapped. I played, and like I said, I wouldn't have wanted that rest. I couldn't tell you. I know he's looking forward to the rest on the weekend, but got the late call up, and he had dinner plans he had to cancel and whatnot. So he was a bit disappointed about that. But he got through the game well, and just spoke to him before. He said he pulled up well, so he's going to be right. 8-day turnaround now, so there's plenty of time to get a rest. No, I don't think so. Murph ended up having 9 contested possessions, I think, which was the most on the ground. So I think we've got the blokes there to take the load if Chris is out of the team, and he might be out of the team in the future, whether it's through injury or through having another rest. So it's good to know we've got the players there that can still crack in as well. Yeah, the 8-day turnarounds are always welcome. The extra day is golden, especially compared to a 6-day turnaround, which is what I think we've got 2 of them coming up in the next few weeks. So to have the 8-day turnaround, the extra day or 2 is just golden. I think it's definitely helped. How much it's helped, it's hard to say, because I still had to put in the hard yards in the preseason. Just practicing the marking and whatnot with the other boys. But I think it's definitely helped a little bit, especially during night games. When I used to wear contacts, I used to get a lot of glare off the lights. I don't know why. Maybe it's just something to do with my eyes, but it's definitely helped during night games. And day games, I noticed it as well, but it's just being able to read that ball 5% better makes a big difference, I think. I'm still yet to go through a season where I play every game. So that's the number one goal. You still little goals along the way. So it was first get in the team for round 1, did that, and now it's just make sure I don't get out of the team the whole season. It was good to have. It was my first full pre-season, I think, since maybe my first or second one at the club. So to get a full pre-season under my belt, going over to Qatar and Abu Dhabi with the boys as well, you know, it was a really long, drawn-out pre-season. Put the hard yards in, and you know, want to see it pay off now. So I just want to make sure I'm in that side for every game this year. He's been playing really well. You know, he's a really good ruckman. I think they had Blake and I'm not sure who else the other night, but you know, he's not a proper ruckman, but I mean, he's still going to crack in, and he's a great player, so he could do a lot of damage around the ground, but you'll have to see how it goes. You know, obviously having McAvoy out is an advantage, but we're not underestimating Blake at all. I don't think we go into any game expecting to dominate anything. We go in with a game plan that we work out very clear with, you know, the coaching staff and our ruck coach Matthew Capuano, and we try to stick to it as best as we can. And we don't expect to dominate hit-outs. We don't expect to take 15 contested marks. We just go in there knowing what we have to do, and we try to stick to it as best as we can. Oh, mate, he's a fantastic fella, and you know, he's one of the funniest guys you can meet. And I think he had an impact on all the boys while he was here, you know, in a positive way. So seeing him do his ACL in the first game, I think all the boys really felt for him, and it was good to see the boys get over to him at the end of the game. So, you know, I wish him the very best for his recovery.